Hi guys, this is Diamond from Diamond Shine Soap. Guys, I'm excited to see you today. Today we are going to make a salt scrub that is very similar to the one that you find at Lush. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe. You do not want to miss the videos that are coming up on the channel. Okay guys, so let's get right into it. I am filling up my beaker with some stearic acid. Stearic acid is very good to put in your salt and sugar scrubs, okay? It definitely helps with that nice, slick lotion feel, all right? All right, so I'm filling up this beaker, and the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is put some emulsifier wax in it. Now, guys, if you want this recipe, you can go to my Patreon. The whole entire recipe will be found there, along with other candle making and skincare recipes, okay? All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit more emulsifier wax. That's the most important part of this recipe. All right, so guys, I infused some lime grapefruit inside of a light carrier oil. As you can see, I'm taking my bag and kind of pouring it in there so I don't get any of those parts inside of my scrub. Okay, all right, and the reason why I did that is just really because Lush has an infused version. They use vodka. I just infused mine with a carrier oil. And I would have loved to use that vodka, but no, not at all. I ain't want to overcomplicate the recipe. Like, y'all just gonna get some absolute vodka. No. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze that on out. Okay, and the next thing we're going to add is, now guys, I'm going to tell you I made some avocado butter, and I'm going to link that video into the description box, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm adding that to the recipe. I already have it melted down. It's warm, and they used avocado butter, I believe, inside the real recipe, so I wanted to use some too. All right, so I'm just really trying to get this recipe as close as possible to the one at Lush, okay? All right, so here's our salt. Now, if you want to make it like a really fine grain, of course, you can go and put it inside something and grind it up a little bit more, but I didn't use it to where as though I made it really fine. So that was our salt right there. So now we're going to go ahead and add our salt to our melted oils and emulsified wax and everything like that. I'm taking my temperature just to make sure it's not too hot, because you don't want to add salt to anything that's too hot, okay? All right, so you guys seen the temperature is fine, perfectly fine. I can go ahead and add my salt. So I'm gonna just go ahead and add my salt to this beaker. I'm gonna add a little bit, then I'm just gonna come back and put the rest in there. You don't have to do it this way. You can just put it all in there at one time, but I just wanted to add a little bit at a time just to make sure that it cooperate. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just add the rest of my salt. And this is a very easy recipe. The only thing is you got a lot of prepping to do, because you have to let that lime and that grapefruit sit at least like a week, a little bit longer. And it's so cool because you're going to smell, like when you open up that jar with that oil infusion with that lime and that grapefruit, you're going to smell it, and it's going to smell so good. So good. And that's the part about the recipe that I love the most. Also the avocado butter as well, you know, it just gave it a good feel. Definitely gave it a good feel, just to know you putting all them good ingredients on your skin. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my salt, and this is it. I have no more salt in that bowl, so I'm just going to go ahead and mix it in. Now remember, everything is still warm, so it won't look as thick as it should look. It's going to look kind of runny, a little bit watery, and that is okay, because as it as it cooled down, you'll notice it thicken up a whole lot. It'll start thickening up a lot, and that's the way I really wanted my salt scrub to be, because I always see salt scrubs and they are so watery. Ugh, I don't like to use soup. all right, so you guys see the texture of it right now. I'm just pretty much just mixing it around, just making sure everything is evenly combined, because remember, one thing about salt scrub is it is notorious for separating, so you want to make sure that it's nice and stable. Okay, all right, so now we got it a little bit more cool, and Now that it's cool, I'm gonna go ahead and add my fragrance. And I'm using a rosemary and grapefruit fragrance because I got that grapefruit. So I just wanted to kind of, keep that grapefruit vibe going. Okay. And you guys see right there, I have my bowl, and you guys see how it thickened up in there. I'm adding a little bit of white mica because of that avocado. The avocado is so dark green that I did not want my scrub to, really be dark green. Okay, so this mica is kind of like adding titanium dioxide to a soap. It's just going to brighten it up a little bit because I didn't want it to be like dark. Okay, and so the next thing I'm going to do is, and I added a little bit more because I was like, I wanted it to be a little bit more bright. And this is more like a shimmery, glistening mica. So me just adding a little bit more was fine. It didn't change anything. It didn't change anything. It just basically brightened it up. All right. So just sitting there mixing this all in. And I'm loving the texture. I'm definitely loving the texture. Like I said, it's just really hard to find a salt scrub that's not really watery. Every time I seen the recipe for a salt scrub, it would be super duper watery. So this was perfect. All right. Uh-huh. All right. You looking good. You know you look good. All right, scrub. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this thing look like Lush. You know how Lush have like a little bit of blue on the top. So I have that mica from Brambleberry, and I'm just going to put a little bit into a separate bowl. But before I do that, I wanted y'all to see this old sexy texture. Okay. Now it will thicken up a lot more. Okay. So it won't stay like this. Now, if you wanted to stay a little bit more smooth, like this is what it looks like in the end. Okay, but if you wanted it to stay a little bit more smooth, you would add a little less emulsifying wax. Okay, all right. So now I'm just kind of taking it and putting it inside the jar. I'm gonna leave a little bit inside the bowl, like I told you guys, just to put that blue color on the top. But for the most part, it does look amazing. Okay, when do you ever find salt scrub that you could just scoop like that, like bam? Okay, I like this. I'm just gonna mix it in with my hand like it was a bath bomb or something. Y'all know me, I'm a little funny. And I'm gonna go ahead and bang it on down, and that's how it look in the end. It is so beautiful. I love the texture of it. Don't you guys just like that? It looks so good and I'm so proud.